So good morning, everybody. I wanted to start off the week on a positive note, and if you can actually see the presentation, it's the power of positive thinking. The reality of it is positive thinking is a choice. We all basically have that choice. And the thing is, in life, we need to see if this is, there we go. In life, as you can clearly see here, there's so much negative things coming at us. It's incredible. We have a multitude. I mean, and if you think about the news, you think about media, you think about social media, there are so many negative things out there. It's like they hyper focus on negativity. And the reality of it is, if you can, get through all that noise and you can find the positive things in everything, that it's going to change your outlook. It's going to change your perspective. Even building this presentation, it's funny because I did it a couple times, and depending on the colors, depending on the messages, it made me feel better certain ways depending on the slides I used. So I want you guys to really resonate each slide with you, because this is more about me just talking to you through this, this presentation and understanding how important it is for you as an individual to react to things in a positive way. Or even if something is negative and you can't see through the noise, try and decipher something positive from it, because there's something positive in everything you do. But it's how you react to it and how you interpret the things that are happening is what defines you in that day. So basically, how do I find that positive thought process? Sometimes it's just so hard, right? I don't know how to change. These are all questions you can ask yourself. Life gets tough. Do you have the power? I mean, the answer is yes or no, really. And the answer to me is 100% yes, you have the power. So it's mindset. It's that missing piece, the puzzle piece. So mindset affects your attitude, it affects your behavior, it affects your action, it affects your success. And what I think is really important for you guys to understand is success isn't money, okay? It is for some people, but success is different for every single person. So always make sure that you don't get lost in that success, because everybody in life is in a different stage. Don't compare yourself to someone who's 60 years old, someone who's 40 years old, someone who's 20 years old. Everybody has their own unique journey, and everybody's happiness is based on what makes them, what drives them as individuals, right? The problem is we get bogged down with follow-up that, what do the Joneses have? And, oh, look at that big house, or look at that fancy car. But you know what? Going to a restaurant with your friends, sitting there having a good laugh, that is success, if that's what you truly enjoy, right? Traveling, seeing the world, going to a course and studying and bettering your brain, your mindset, teaching somebody, helping somebody across the street, or buying somebody a coffee behind you and not asking for, rewards or expecting anything in return. It's about finding that positive mindset, that positive outlook. So, find that missing piece that makes you happy, and that will directly affect your attitude, your behavior, action, and success. And again, those are all based on different things for individuals. In mindset, it's changing it, right? The reality of it is literally changing your mindset, how you perceive what's around you. And if you actually, really decide, mentally that I'm going to change my mindset, no matter what happens to me today, good, bad, or indifferent, I'm going to put a positive spin on it. And because what you're doing is putting a positive spin on so many other people around you. Your direct action affects other people, and theirs affects you. So make sure that you always be thinking to yourself, how do I make this a positive spin? So take that leap of faith. Jump from basically negative positive, and you're going to see a dramatic difference. I think it's so important that you literally have the confidence to move forward and jump. Take that leap of faith, as this slide, this slide is showing you. And I want you all to read this. I think it's really important, and I will read it out loud. Positive attitude gives you power over your circumstance, instead of your circumstance having the power over you. So what you got to think, guys, is if, let's say you're in a relationship, let's say you're at work, let's say your boss, your friend, your girlfriend, whomever it is, if you're giving them that power to make you unhappy or negative, you're giving them that power, right? You're giving them that the ability to have power over you, versus if you take the power over the circumstance and you make a positive decision that is not going to affect you in a negative way, then you take the control and you take the power back. And that's really, really important. Easier said than done sometimes, but if you actually make that mental mindset that you're going to do it for yourself, it's going to have a ripple effect and help so many people around you, and most importantly, you. So this is just a little chart. You guys can read it individually, because we're all different. We're all going to read things different. We're all going to see things different. We're all in different stages. Every single day is different, right? But it's just a little thing each day that's going to make a difference for you. And that's really, really important. So success is a mindset. If you look at just the word, right? I won't, I can't, I don't know, I wish I could, I want to, I think I might, I think I can, I am, I did, right? Just look at the percentage of successes that you have. And again, base that success on not around money, around your happiness. Happiness is critical, right? Happiness is the mindset that, again, stop a lot of people in this world related to money, and it's not necessarily money. It's what drives you every day. Dan, as the meeting last week, he spoke specifically about what he was passionate about learning and advancing your mindset and teaching and training and being, collaborative with the team. And that's what's so incredible in this organization is, even if one of us is down, we all bring each other up. We all tap into those resources. So make sure that you look at things with a positive mindset and do things that make you happy. So there's one little thing. This is from, obviously, everybody knows who the Dalai Lama is. This is a quick little quote that, and you guys can make this happen for yourself too. It doesn't have to come from somebody else. You can decide every morning there's just one small positive thought in the morning can change your entire day. So if you guys want to write, a message on your mirror in the shower and it steams up and it says, "You got this," or you want to put a goal in place, or you have an alarm that goes off and there's a certain music that puts you in an incredible mood, or you decide to get up and splash cold water in your face, or go for a walk or a swim, or eat something healthy, or whatever that is to make you feel good that day. Start it off. Don't just say it, do it. And if you do it, it's going to have a positive spin on your life. And it's literally a switch, guys. It's literally a switch. So all you're doing is, you see mind switch, you're switching from positive to negative, negative to positive, it's back and forth. Do your best to get in the positive mode and you're going to have positive results. And I love this slide. The reason I chose this slide is because it really talks to us and our culture and our business. You have success where you put your focus, where you water. Okay, for example, if you're watering the plants, the ones that obviously you don't overwater, you're going to kill them. But what you want to do is you want to make sure you put the right amount of focus where you want to harvest that success, that positivity. So foster, feedback culture. Don't have all the answers. Encourage experimentation. Flexible meeting agenda. So we, as a company, we're not hardcore, like you have to do this. We are flexible. We work with each other because, again, it's all about flexion. Right? It's all about communication. It's all about, collaboration. It's all about coming together. And then practice self-reflection. Ask yourself each and every day, guys, like, what do I need to do different? What do I need to do better? How can I better this? Who can I tap into? If I don't know something, it's okay. You don't have to have all the answers. It's better if you don't, actually, because then you're always learning and growing. That's what, Dan's presentation last week. So always be striving on achieving better things for yourself as an individual, not about comparing yourself to all the people around you. All you need to do is each and every day focus on the things that make you better, make you happier, and it's going to make the things around you and the people around you much better and much happier and more successful. It's your perception, how you see things. So if you look at this slide, guys, do you guys see things like, like dark and dreary and barren and dead? Or is it bright and cheery? And that's literally perception. That's your brain. It's actually talking to you on every single day, every opportunity. How you look and how you perceive things is exactly how you're going to have your day and how certain situations are going to affect your day, your outlook. Always remember this. Life is 10% what happens to you, while the remaining 90% is how you react to it, right? So always remember that whatever happens to you in a day, really, it's how you react to it is what's going to determine what happens. So you know what? You could get a flat tire driving to work and thinking, oh my goodness, it's the end of the world. But at the end of the day, that tire could cause you to call a tow truck driver, that you meet somebody that, changes your life in the next, 30 days. You don't know what each and every circumstance, but there's a reason for it. So don't look at things in a negative way. Try and put a positive spin on it if you can. And again, like the second slide, it's not easy, but it's up to you to make that conscious decision. And you guys all recognize this guy. If you actually look at his thumbs up, right? It's all about having a positive outlook, a positive mindset. Dan.
What a handsome devil, that guy.
I couldn't have been, and I mentioned this to you guys the other day, how somebody's personality, someone's attitude, someone's mindset can affect everybody. If you guys remember me last week when Dan shared these pictures, and we were all talking about how, him going out, him making a positive impact, him seeing a new client, but he just came across in a very positive way. He felt good about himself. And I wanted to share this slide because it's exactly that. It's a mindset. He chose to have a great week last week, and he did. And he even told me on Friday, oh my goodness, this was a great week. I did this, I did this, I did this. And he stepped himself out of his comfort zone and he did something different. So, we don't have to all be at an extreme like this, basically, and go to all different sales meetings and stuff, but just change something. And I always like to say, guys, what's really important here, if you're having a tough day, okay, if you're having a hard time, step away from that hard time and take some time for yourself, 15 minutes, a half an hour, doesn't matter. Go walk around outside, get some breath of fresh air. Don't do it with other people, do it by yourself and reflect on all the positive things in your life. If you're having a great day, having great success, build on that. Make another phone call Code something else. Reach out to one of your colleagues and share a good story. Put something on the Jamboard so the entire company sees that, oh, we just had this great result with the company. These are all things that you build on success, and you transfer that success, that happiness, that belief, that positive mindset to everybody else. This is what Dan did last week, and I thought this slide was really fun. A couple reasons. It's cute. I was able to have Dan in there. Finally, believe in yourself. There is positive in everything. It's up to you to choose to see it. You are capable of great things. So never lose sight of that. I mean, the reality, and there's Dan down below, obviously being all excited in his little picture in the corner. But I think if you actually notice, this picture, the reason I chose this picture is because it's teamwork, it's collaboration. You're on the top of the mountain, you're enjoying your successes, and you have this beautiful sunset or sunrise, however you want to look at this. But you're helping each other by having a positive mindset. It's not just about you; it's about helping the people around you to be successful and to have that same view, to have that same perspective, to have that same outlook. So guys, believe in yourself. Have yourself a fantastic day. Do your best to look at the positive in everything out there. I'm confident you're going to have continued success and happiness.